exact shape of a great hound. The peasants round about were scared to death of that bark. They called it the Hound of Death, and they wouldn't pass that way after dark. Superstition's always interesting. I felt I'd like to see the lady who worked the stunt. She had not perished, it seemed. She'd gone to England with a batch of other refugees. I took the trouble to trace her. I found she'd been sent to Trearn, Falbridge, Cornwall. I nodded. My sister took in a lot of Belgian refugees at the beginning of the war, about 20. Well, I always meant if I had time to look up the lady, I wanted to hear her own account of the disaster. Then, what with being busy and one thing and another, it slipped my memory. Cornwall's a bit out of the way, anyhow. In fact, I'd forgotten the whole thing till your mentioning Falbridge just now brought it back. I must ask my sister, I said. She may have heard something about it. Of course, the Belgians have all been repatriated long ago. Naturally. All the same, in case your sister does know anything, I'll be glad if you pass it on to me. Of course I will, I said heartily. And that was that. It was the second day after my arrival at Trearn that the story recurred to me. My sister and I were having tea on the terrace. Kitty, I said, didn't you have a nun among your Belgians? You don't mean Sister Marie-Angelique, do you? Possibly I do, I said cautiously. Tell me about her. Oh, my dear, she was the most uncanny creature. She's still here, you know. What, in the house? No, in the village. Dr. Rose. You remember Dr. Rose? I shook my head. I remember an old man of about 83. Dr. Laird. Oh, he died. Dr. Rose has only been here a few years. He's quite young and very keen on new ideas. He took the most enormous interest in Sister Marie-Angelique. She has hallucinations and things, you know, and apparently is most frightfully interesting from a medical point of view. Poor thing, she'd nowhere to go, and really was, in my opinion, quite potty. Only impressive, if you know what I mean. Well, as I say, she'd nowhere to go, and Dr. Rose very kindly fixed her up in the village. I believe he's writing a monograph, or whatever it is that doctors write, about her. She paused and then said, But what do you know about her? I heard a rather curious story. I passed on the story as I had received it from Ryan. Kitty was very much interested. She looks the sort of person who could blast you, if you know what I mean, she said. I really think, I said, my curiosity heightened, that I must see this young woman. Do. I'd like to know what you think of her. Go and see Dr. Rose first. Why not walk down to the village after tea? I accepted the suggestion. I found Dr. Rose at home and introduced myself. He seemed a pleasant young man, yet there was something about his personality that rather repelled me. It was too forceful to be altogether agreeable. The moment I mentioned Sister Marie-Angelique, he stiffened to attention. He was evidently keenly interested. I gave him Ryan's account of the matter. Ah, he said thoughtfully, that explains a great deal. He looked up quickly at me and went on, The case is really an extraordinarily interesting one. The woman arrived here having evidently suffered some severe mental shock. She was in a state of great mental excitement also. She was given to hallucinations of a most startling character. Her personality is most unusual. Perhaps you would like to come with me and call upon her. She is really well worth seeing. I agreed readily. We set out together. Our objective was a small cottage on the outskirts of the village. Falbridge is a most picturesque place. It lies at the mouth of the river Fal, mostly on the east bank. The west bank is too precipitous for building, though a few cottages do cling to the cliffside there. The doctor's own cottage was perched on the extreme edge of the cliff on the west side. From it you looked down on the big waves lashing against the black rocks. The little cottage to which we were now proceeding lay inland, out of the sight of the sea. The district nurse lives here, explained Dr. Rose. I have arranged for Sister Marie-Angelique to board with her. It is just as well that she should be under skilled supervision.